Well, hi, and welcome back to my channel at Also Victoria, where I'm a part-time reseller of vintage modern collectible items on Etsy, Poshmark, and eBay. And this week, not that I record every week, but anyway, these sales, I have 14 items that sold on one, two, three, four of my platforms, and I'll be going over what sold. So let me get started here. And if you like that type of video, hit the subscribe, the bell, the like, love that part, and leave a comment because I actually love to respond to comments too. And I appreciate those. So thank you. And so let me go over my sale numbers. My gross sale was $639.53. My fees were $91.03. And my cost of goods were $23.65. So my net profit was $524.85. And so let me show you. Oh, actually, I sold on 5 platforms because back in November, I started selling on Thrilling, which is a curated vintage company, people, ladies. It's a black-owned company, and they also have their vintage items they sell. And they're down in LA, and they do reach out to studios and influencers and work with them on items. In fact, they took a dress of mine, asked if they could borrow a dress of mine for a costume designer that designed the costumes for Black Panther, for her to do in a lookbook thing she was doing. So I did. I loaned the dress out, and they did a photo shoot. I haven't seen the lookbook or whatever it was, but they do tag your name in it of who loaned the dress out. And then they sent it back to me. It was a maxi nylon dress from the 70s, I believe, 80s, 70s, a Hawaiian. But I appreciated somebody famous showing off my items. Anyway, that was cool. So anyway, let me go over the 5 shops. I sold these 14 items. I'll put that information right up here. I sold 2 items on Etsy, my vintage clothing shop, my Oso Victoria. Okay, let me get started on the 14 items that sold. So starting on November 16th, yes, I'm way behind on videos. I sold these Pacific Express zippy white Christmas shoes, and in my last video I showed the red ones I sold. So I sold them for $25. They cost $1. Picked them up at the Honey Hole in Prineville, Eastern Oregon, in November of last year. So these ones took a year to sell. No, I picked them up a year ago. I picked them up a year ago, and they took about 9 months to sell. And then on eBay, I sold this Black Morin wool cashmere sweater from Ralph Lauren. I don't know what color the label was, but it'll show up here. For $26, and I picked that up at the church thrift store, so it cost me 31 cents. This was fill a bag sale. And I picked it up in July. I listed it on the 8 days. Took me 8 days to sell. And then on Etsy, my collectible shop, Cameron D, I sold this jiggly singing snowman from the 90s for $20. It cost me $1.85 at the Goodwill bins in Portland. It was the bins over by the airport in Portland, and I picked it up in August on the 21st. So I listed it in November, sold it in November. So it took me 10 days to sell. I was with my daughter when we picked that up, and I think on my Instagram I have some clothes she's kind of modeling that she picked up at the bins. She had this really cool wool sweater, so she washed everything, and the sweater obviously shrunk down to this big, unfortunately, but it was really cool. In fact, I've sold a couple of things that I had picked up at the bins on that day. And then on Etsy, in my my vintage clothing shop, I sold this 40s green velvet snap front dress for $68. Picked it up for $4. Picked it up in June of 21. and listed it in November. So it actually only took 6 days for this to sell. In fact, I have two of them. I don't know if I have showed the other ones or they're in an upcoming video, which they may be. Sold them both probably for the same price. Picked them up for $4. Senior Center, Cave Junction, town on the way to the coast. And then my Cameron D collectible shop on Etsy, I sold this paper red Christmas tree that spins. It's vintage from the 50s. I sold it for $225. This was a consignment. Yeah, this was a consignment. So it was my husband's ex-in-law that she had this and decided she wanted to sell it. So I priced it at $225. They had some for $90. They had some for $350. Neither one of those has sold, but the one I think what helped is I shot a video of it because you could show videos. I think eBay allows you to show videos too, but Etsy allows you to shoot videos of your product and then put it online on your page. Anyway, so I listed it on the 7th, so it took 13 days. It took a week. It took just a little over a week to sell. And then on Poshmark, I sold these Gloria Vanderbilt khaki jeans for $16. I don't know where I got them. I don't know. Maybe they were mine. I don't know. Don't know when I listed them or anything. And also on Poshmark, I sold this Hello Mellow Fuchsia lounge top. This was a retail arbitrage from a boutique store in town that had the stores had just opened up in 2020 in May from the COVID stuff. And so I paid $5.50 for this, sold for $19. I listed it. So it's been listed about a year, 2 years. 1 year, 2 months. 1 year, 2 months. There we go. Listed for 1 year, 2 months. And then on eBay, I sold these Anthropologie J shoes for $47.59. And they cost me $2.50 at the church sale. They were really cute, cute, cute shoes. And so I picked them up in July of 2021, listed them September, October, November. So they took 2 months to sell. And then on Poshmark, I sold this cabby black knit turtleneck dress. This for $21. This was given to me by my son, and I listed it in December. It took over a year, almost 2 years. Oh, it took almost 2 years to sell. A nice dress, but maybe whatever. It passed last season, and then it came back this season to sell. And then on Thrilling, I don't know if that must be one of my first sales on Thrilling. I sold these Tafari earring dangle gold pearl earrings for $32. And so Thrilling takes 10% of the item, and I explained what Thrilling is in my last video. And I picked these up. I don't have the price. I think I picked them up for $3 at the Senior Center in Medford when it was open back in 2016, and I listed them just in June of 2021. So 6 months, about 6 months to sell on Thrilling. Anyway, and so everything I list on Etsy, I will transfer over to Thrilling. And Thrilling, since I just started Thrilling this fall, I just sent them my CVF, I don't know, my spreadsheet that Etsy gives you of everything that's listed, and then they listed everything I had listed since 2010, and then anything new I go ahead and list from Etsy to Thrilling, if that makes sense. Anyway. And then also on Thrilling, I sold this a set of 2 choker necklaces, vintage from the 50s. 60s choker necklaces. So I sold the set for $28. They cost me $3.50 at a thrift store in Brownsville. Oh, I picked one up at a Senior Center in Medford back in 2016. I picked up the other one at a thrift store in Brownsville, which is off the I-5 going up north towards Portland, in April of 2021, whatever. Anyway, they sold, whatever. They sold. I was going up with my daughter to drop off a rooster at a farm and to pick up a goat from somebody that had horses and take them back to the lady that wanted the rooster dropped off. So we were transporting animals. And so we stayed the night up in Wilsonville, and on our way out to drop off the rooster, in the little town of Brownsville, there was a little thrift store. So I went in there, had to stop, had to look around, and then I think I got a couple of things, maybe 3 things. And one necklace, I think it was the gold necklace, was one of the items I picked up. And then on eBay, I sold this Cayman Islands Big Black Dick hat for $50. I picked it up for $2 at a thrift store in Cave Junction that's on the way to the coast. And she's only open on Sunday. I really love her thrift store. So much stuff is donated to her, and she had so much vintage stuff in there too. And she didn't really have anything priced, but the blouses and dresses are like $2 to $4 or whatever. Anyway, I picked that up in March of last year, and I finally listed it in September of 2021 and sold it. So it took 2 months for that to sell. It's a Cayman Islands rum. Big Black Dick is a rum company, I think, in the Cayman Islands. I thought it was a cool hat. Go figure. And then on eBay, I saw these Kavu Bigfoot green sweater. It's a big, oh, oh yeah, it was a pullover sweater, and it had a image of Bigfoot on it. There was another one listed on eBay too. Anyway, I sold it for $30. Don't know where I got it. I listed it. So I actually just listed it. It only took 5 days for that to sell once I listed it. And one more thing. I sold this silver plate dish on eBay. The ad was $1.73. I think the other 2 eBay sales were also through the ad. So I sold this silver plate dish for $26.99. And this I got from my brother. So when I moved him out of my mom's house, he left some stuff behind. He was kind of going in and out of the hospital. Anyway, so the stuff he left, I just started selling it. You know. Anyway, that's what family do. That's what family do. Anyway, I listed it in September, and it took 2 months to sell. If you like what sold, or haul videos and adventure videos, those will be coming up. Especially our vintage and quartzsite when we're on our travels down to Arizona. Okay, thanks for watching.